The apartment, a relic of a bygone era, exuded a haunting charm that both fascinated and unnerved. Intricate patterns adorned the wallpaper, and the floors whispered tales of generations long past. Little did I know, within those time-worn walls, a sinister secret awaited discovery. One fateful evening, fueled by a mixture of curiosity and skepticism, I decided to delve into the mysteries that lay dormant in my new abode. A vintage photograph of my late grandmother became the focal point of an ill-conceived experiment, an attempt to breach the boundary between the living and the dead. As I arranged the planchette on the Ouija board, the room seemed to hold its breath. Shadows played a macabre dance on the walls, and the air thickened with an unnatural stillness. My heart pounded as I asked the spirits to communicate. "Grandma, you here?" A subtle chill swept through the room, but the planchette remained motionless. The atmosphere held a tense anticipation, and my initial excitement waned into a realization that contact with the spirit world was not instantaneous. The spirits, it seemed, operated on their own timeline. Nights became restless symphonies of strange noises, soft whispers that curled around the edges of my consciousness, distant footsteps that echoed through the corridors, and the creaking of doors that swung open of their own volition. Each occurrence was a brushstroke on the canvas of my growing unease. The Ouija board, initially shrugged off as a mere game, became a waiting game. Every attempt at communication was met with an eerie silence. The spirits, if they were listening, chose when and how to respond. The room itself seemed to hold its breath, caught in a limbo between the living and the afterlife. As the days turned into nights, the anticipation grew into a palpable tension. I questioned the validity of my experiment, wondering if I had unlocked something beyond my control. Doubt gnawed at the edges of my resolve, but the lingering curiosity kept me tethered to the enigmatic journey I had embarked upon. One evening, a frigid breeze swept through, extinguishing the candles. The planchette, seemingly indifferent to my impatience, remained motionless. The room, now shrouded in darkness, heightened the sense of the unknown. It became clear that contact with the spirits was not a mere parlor game, but a delicate dance with forces beyond comprehension. And then, it happened. The planchette, almost hesitantly, began to move. The letters on the Ouija board formed words, and a spectral voice echoed through the room. The delay in contact heightened the eerie ambience, making the interaction feel like a carefully orchestrated performance by entities that existed beyond the constraints of time. The nightly conversations with the unseen became a dance of patience and trepidation. Shadows, once mere onlookers, now seemed to participate in the unfolding drama. The room itself became a stage, and I, a reluctant protagonist, played my part in a story that transcended the veil of the living. As the connection strengthened, so did the sense of impending closure. The spirits, having acknowledged my presence, spoke of unfinished business and a longing for release. Fear became an ever-present companion, but the initial skepticism transformed into a strange acceptance of the supernatural. Following cryptic instructions on the Ouija board, the room transformed into a cauldron of supernatural energies. The planchette moved with an erratic intensity, and the air hummed with a spectral resonance. The guttural sounds, a symphony of otherworldly entities, reverberated through the apartment, and the voice alternated between desperate pleas and haunting laughter. In the final moments of the ritual, the room seemed to recoil, resisting the impending closure. The gust of wind extinguished the candles, and darkness, impenetrable and suffocating, enveloped the space. The planchette moved with a finality that sent a shiver down my spine, and the voice, a tapestry of gratitude and sorrow, spoke its last words, leaving behind an unsettling silence. Staring at the photograph of my grandmother, I couldn't escape the haunting truth: the line between the living and the dead, once crossed with patience and the Ouija board, resonates with echoes of a conversation that should have remained buried in the shadows of the unknown.